Look, think back for a second. If you were watching the tech space in February 2026, you're probably, waiting for the next massive, flashy AI model to drop. But honestly, if you were just chasing the hype, you totally missed the real story. Welcome to today's Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a silent, absolutely irreversible tectonic shift that basically rewired modern business overnight. We're not talking about shiny consumer toys today. We're looking at the exact moment AI grew up and permanently altered how enterprises actually operate. Okay, let's dive into this. February 2026 didn't give us some flashy shock to the system. Instead, it delivered something way more profound, a silent, completely irreversible shift from the innovation lab directly to the earnings call. I mean, AI officially stopped living on those colorful, futuristic product roadmaps and just started showing up in hard capital plans, on board agendas, and right smack in the middle of regulatory calendars. The experimental phase? Yeah, that ended. The execution phase is here in earnest. I really want you to let this quote sink in for a second. AI strategy and business strategy are now effectively the same conversation, right? This is the stark reality we're operating in today. And this shift, it's completely irreversible. Organizations have placed bets that are literally just too big and woven too deeply into their operations to ever quietly unwind. So if you're discussing the future of your business right now, you are discussing AI. Period. So, to cut through all the residual hype, our explainer today breaks down into 4 concrete operational areas. 1. Enter agentic AI. 2. Infrastructure as strategic capital. 3. The new governance reality. And 4. Your next strategic moves. Let's get to it. To actually gain a competitive advantage in this new era, leadership has to master 3 distinct pillars. Number 1, you've got to turn AI into actual systems, embedding it into end-to-end workflows instead of just, tacking on features. Number 2, you must treat AI infrastructure like strategic capital. And number 3, you absolutely have to build credible governance so that investors, regulators, and your customers actually trust how you operate. All right, Section 1, enter agentic AI. From innovation to core operations. So let's just baseline our terminology really quickly so we're all on the same page. Agentic AI. This is the evolution from passive copilots, the ones that just answer your questions, to autonomous agents that actually take actions inside your enterprise systems. We're moving from a simple query response dynamic to continuous, goal-oriented execution. A real game changer. The contrast here is super stark. We're talking about going from copilots that answer questions to agents taking actions. Think about it. A copilot drafts an email, right? But an agent reads an incoming request, checks your warehouse inventory, updates the CRM, and sends the finalized response entirely on its own. It's a massive leap from a passive assistant to an active tool embedded right in your workflow. And this brilliantly illustrates how this isn't just some abstract theory. It's happening in production right now. We're seeing software delivery agents opening tickets, running tests, and proposing fixes, sure, under human supervision, but doing the heavy lifting. We've got finance agents reconciling invoices and triggering complex workflows right inside ERP systems. And in customer ops, agents aren't just chatting anymore. They are orchestrating back-office actions to actually close the loop and solve the user's problem. The whole shebang. Because of this new autonomy, the whole way we measure success has completely flipped. The true breakthrough wasn't just a smarter model. It was the shift from AI in the interface to AI in the process. We aren't just measuring click-through rates on a chatbot anymore. No way. We're measuring these agents on hard business KPIs. Revenue generated, costs saved, error rates reduced. They are on the hook for actual, tangible business outcomes. Moving on to Section 2, Infrastructure as Strategic Capital, the Compute Foundation. Read this quote carefully. How do we guarantee access to the right capacity at the right price over the next 3 years? Let me tell you, this is the exact question keeping enterprise leaders awake at night right now. Notice how this isn't actually, scratch that. It's not an IT question about server space anymore. It is a critical capital allocation conversation. Securing AI compute power carries the exact same strategic weight today as buying land to build a massive physical factory. So what's the market doing to keep up? Well, cloud providers and chip makers are radically raising the ceiling on what's possible for production workloads. First off, we're seeing huge expansions of GPU-heavy cloud regions. Next, we're getting crucial previews of specialized inference hardware, which is designed to lower latency and really chop down operating costs. And finally, there's tremendous growth in edge and on-premises options. This is absolutely crucial for heavily regulated industries like healthcare or finance, so they can keep strict control over exactly where and how their sensitive data is processed. And the financial bets being placed, they're monumental. We are talking double-digit percentage increases in capital expenditures. Several major enterprises have explicitly disclosed that their AI and cloud computing spend has surged by double digits. To put that into perspective, companies are tying these massive spends directly to major automation overhauls, hyper-personalization, and the rollout of entirely new product lines. But, and here is the vital catch. Capital is definitely flowing, but the market's patience for cool science projects has completely evaporated. The funding focus has shifted hard from model potential, abstract technical benchmarks, to pure, undeniable business performance. Investors and boards want to see measurable bottom-line outcomes. They want to know exactly how that incredibly expensive infrastructure is driving the business forward. All right, Section 3, the new governance reality. Basically, adult supervision for AI. Welcome to the era of adult supervision. Policymakers and enterprises are officially moving from these high-level, abstract principles to very concrete, enforceable rules. Regulators are advancing strict risk-based classifications for AI systems used in sensitive areas. Think healthcare, credit, employment, public safety. We're seeing rigid, defined requirements for transparency and mandatory human oversight. And perhaps the biggest hurdle, enforceable incident reporting expectations. Organizations absolutely have to navigate these specific regulatory hurdles transparently if they want to keep the trust of both their customers and their investors. Now, this new governance reality is creating some severe, highly specific talent gaps. It's like a giant puzzle. The sharpest needs aren't really for generic AI coders anymore. They exist right at the intersection of deep technical capability and rigorous risk management. If you understand data platforms and AI, you are desperately needed to stabilize data quality and observability. AI plus security? You're critical for tracking model provenance and mitigating complex supply chain risks. And if you sit at that intersection of AI and specific industries, your ability to navigate workflow-aware compliance and constraints is incredibly valuable right now. Finally, Section 4, your next strategic moves. Action plan for leaders. So the crucial point is this. Here is your direct briefing. If you sit on a board, AI is no longer a once-a-year tech update. It's got to be a standing agenda item tied directly to business strategy, risk, and capital allocation. CIOs, your mandate is to stop launching scattered pilot programs. Prioritize a small number of high-impact workflows where autonomous agents can be put squarely in the process with clear KPIs. And founders, you must design your products and business models around the harsh realities of infrastructure costs and use your unique, differentiated data to drive real, measurable outcomes. Don't just rely on generic model capabilities. AI is rapidly becoming the very fabric of how revenue is generated, how costs are managed, and how risks are governed. It is no longer an IT initiative, it is the business itself. So I want to leave you with this final, vital question. What AI shift from February 2026 do you think will matter most for your own organization over the next 12 months? Take a moment, look at your strategy, and decide your next move. Thanks for joining me on this explainer.